Today is Sunday, August 1st, 2010, and we're going to be looking at a chart of the Euro US dollar. Just doing a quick recap of what we're seeing on different time frames here. So we're starting off with the monthly chart. As you can see, July just closed up, and the bulls really didn't mess around this month. They came in and they got straight to work. As you can see, there's almost no wick on the bottom side here of this candle, and on the top there's also a very small wick, which indicates that there's very intense buying pressure, and it was a very quick and rapid correction there. So as you can see on this chart, we do have a lower swing high and a lower swing low. Now, if this trend continues, this would mean we're officially in a downtrend on the Euro monthly chart. So we'll have to see how things pan out, on the shorter time frames in terms of fundamentals and whatnot. But this is definitely could be quite bearish in the near future. So looking at the weekly, we can get a little more information off of this chart. We have this trend line that we were watching pretty closely, just writing this down, looking for shorting opportunities along the way, and price did manage to come back into this level, but as you can see, it pierced right through and had a very solid close that week. Now the next week, if you take a look at this candle, we do have this higher low and a higher high, which is bullish, but take a look at this close right here. As you can see, it's not above this high. So coming into this week, I was a little more cautious about getting long, but as you can see, because we do still have this higher low, higher high, the bulls just managed to push right through and keep going there. So I guess this just goes to show that if you're thinking about getting short, just don't do it quite yet. I know there's plenty of intraday opportunities, but which is fine going long and short, but in terms of a longer term bias, wait for a close below the low of this candle before you can assume that the downtrend will resume, or taking longer term short plays. So moving on to the daily chart of the euro, this one has some more lines in it, so I went ahead and drawn in some significant, or what I thought was significant, support resistance levels and also trend lines. I've drawn in this channel right here, connecting these two lower points on the daily chart, and then I've extended that onto the highest point over here. So as you can see, prices managed to grind higher pretty much all week, and we're getting pretty close to those levels. Another thing to notice here is that we're coming to this line right here, which is based on this swing point, and as you can see, price pushed up into there, and then we've had a little bit of a push down, and we'll get a better idea of that on lower time frames. Now, the reason I had this blue trend line drawn in here is because it's been sort of a bump and run formation, meaning that price has accelerated off this orange trend line right here. So if we do get, if resistance does hold here and we do get a close below this blue line, I'd expect a push down, perhaps maybe to this support level, or this orange trend line right here. All right. But for that, we'll have to wait and see for a setup to occur, and then also, a close below this this level, and then we'd have to see, lower swing lows and lower swing highs and lower time frames to confirm that. So if we take this down to a lower time frame to try and get an idea of what's going on in the near term, we can see that when price came up here on Friday, it put in a nice reversal bar, and then it did follow through to the downside a little bit. But as you can see, we still have these, these series of higher swing lows and higher swing highs on this lower time frame. So there's really no reason to be short for a longer term. Maybe a potential scalp here or there. But that should be it for the short side for now. Now, if next week we do see a break, perhaps of these lows right here, putting in lower swings and then a close below this trend line, then that could be a completely different story. And then the hourly, you get the same picture where the trend is still up, but it is it seems like it's slowing down. But again, we need confirmation for any sort of short entry. So moving on to the pound, pretty much the same story. These two currencies move pretty much hand in hand for the most part. Again, we have this channel coming up through here, and then as you can see, we're coming up into some resistance. So if I zoom out a little bit, you'll see here this swing point. It's fairly significant on this daily chart, is exactly where we're pushing into right now. And it's also about the 157 mark, which is a pretty key psychological level. So three things here: top of the channel, support resistance, and then a psychological level makes for a pretty good trade, if you ask me. Now, if you go to a 4-hour, I just flipped to a 4-hour right here. You can see this green line is at the same level that I just pointed on the other chart, and price was rejected off that level. Now, again, we're still making these series of higher swing highs and higher swing lows. Any sort of entry up here should, ideally just be a scalp. Take advantage of the supply, but if you do choose to hold on to it, just know that you're definitely selling into the buying, and then for confirmation you want to see perhaps a break of a swing point and a close blow, showing you that there's now lower swing lows and lower swing highs, and also at the same time a break and a close below this lower trend line. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing for the the major currencies for this next week. I do think it'll be pretty pivotal to see if we do break down. I do think we'll have some sort of a good sized correction there, and if we do continue to the upside, which is very likely, seeing that we are in a short term bull market, we do have these key levels up here around 132, and then if we push beyond that, then there's a good deal of resistance congestion through here. So it definitely won't be a smooth ride, potentially choppy, but I think early in the week we'll get some sort of direction and some sort of signal in terms of which way this market wants to go. So anyways, I'll be back later, and hopefully have some update for you guys. But thanks for watching.